What is up, everybody? Nick here with Brick by Brick Fitness, and welcome to this week's Get Thinking Thursday, where we break down something outside of the gym that can positively affect your life. Okay, so we've talked about lots of different topics. We've talked about goal setting, we've talked about finding your why, we've talked about getting outside your comfort zone, discipline, different books that I've read that I think would help you. And so today we're kind of tying it together, all right? So we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you 4 steps that can help move you closer towards achieving the life that you want, okay? And it all starts with step 1, and that is figuring out your why. All right, so as always with these live videos, feel free to comment, share, like, tell people about them. I would love to show, let as many people see these as possible, because I really think that they could help make a difference in some people's lives. Okay, so here we go. 4 steps to moving towards a more positive life for you. Okay, step 1, figure out your why. We talked about this in the past, but it is extremely important that you know your why. This is the root of everything you do should be this why, okay? So sit down with a piece of paper, a quiet spot, a cup of coffee or tea, and just relax and try to write out your why, okay? It doesn't have to be long, doesn't have to be an essay, just start brainstorming ideas, okay? And to start, you can ask yourself a couple questions, like what gets you out of bed in the morning? If money was no object, what would you be doing? What inspires you, and how could you use that, how could you make a life out of that? And what is the most you want? What is it that you want most out of life? Okay, so you kind of sit down, answer these questions, and when you're answering them, answer them as like a best case scenario. So what gets you out of bed in the morning? Well, for most people, it's an alarm clock and the fact that they have to go make money to support their family, or something like that, or they have to go to school. But think about, again, if money wasn't an option, what would make you jump out of bed? Instead of you hitting the snooze button, dragging yourself out of bed, what would be something that truly makes you just jump out of bed and want to be excited for the day? Okay, so when you start thinking about these things, that's how you should feel about them. If you ever notice yourself when you're talking to a friend or a coworker or anything, and you say the word love, like I love this, or I love going hiking, or I love doing this, or that, it doesn't matter. But when you notice yourself saying love to something, that's when you want to write it down, because that's probably part of your mission statement, or your mission statement or why statement, okay? So like for me, I love talking about mental toughness and goal setting and all these things, and that's why I do it, right? And I've kind of made it part of my life. So just think about, notice when you catch yourself saying love, or I really like this, or makes me excited, and those are probably the things that you want to try to put your life around, okay? So once you sit down, you figure out your why statement, it's time to move on. Okay, now the next step number 2, is setting goals inside that why statement. Okay, so you got your why statement, it's whatever it may be, and now all your goals should fit inside of that. Okay, and so you should have short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals, right? Just like we've talked about, make them SMART goals, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based. Okay, and once you do that, they should all fit within that why. So if your why statement was, I don't know, to change the world, or something really generic, just anything. If it was solve disease in another country. Okay, so let's say that was your why statement. That's why you're doing everything you do in life. Okay, so now all your goals for your career, for your relationships, everything fits inside of that why statement. All right, so once you get that why statement down, now you can set your goals of all the different lengths to get towards that moving inside of your why. Okay, and if you notice yourself not setting a goal and you're not sure about it, or you feel iffy, or like, you can just go back to your why statement. If it doesn't fit within that, or doesn't somehow feel like it's going to help you towards that why statement or end goal, then it's probably something you don't want to do. It might be a mistake at that time. It might be something that that's not going to positively affect you or your loved one's life. So make sure that everything you do fits within that why statement. All right. So after step 2 of setting goals, you need to start preparing yourself, right? You're about to go into battle. You're going to need to prepare yourself for some tough times, okay? So begin to prepare yourself mentally and physically for the challenges ahead, okay? So, you look at any of these ultra successful people that, run businesses, or they have a large influence on lots of people, or they've, come from nothing and grown into what they are today. They all have some sort of routine, workout routine, and a lot of them have a mindfulness routine, okay? So working out is part of this, okay? So getting in the gym, getting your lifts in, getting your runs in, or whatever you do, making sure that that's part of your weekly routine to work towards your goals, okay? You got to be physically fit if you want to be mentally fit, okay? And you got to be mentally fit if you want to be physically fit. It works vice versa. You can't have one without the other, at least for a long time, okay? They have to work together, okay? So prepare yourself. Learn about discipline and learn how to be disciplined and practice it with everything you do. All right? So discipline equals freedom. That's a great quote by Jocko Willink. I talked about his book, Extreme Ownership, I think last week. But discipline equals freedom. If you have discipline, you can do anything, right? Because you know how to grind, you know how to put your head down and get to work. All right? So start practicing with even the little things. Set a bedtime and make sure you go to bed at that time. As in, go to bed, turn off your, or not just laying in bed on your devices or reading a book. Save that time for later. When you say you're going to bed, go to bed. Okay? You can practice it with a normal wake up, not hitting the snooze button. You say you're going to wake up at 6, get out of bed at 6 o'clock. Okay? Don't hit the snooze button. Don't say you're going to sleep a little bit longer because that's cheating. Okay? Set the time you're going to wake up and instantly get out of bed. Eating clean, trying to stick to a good nutrition plan. All right, find one that works for you. I don't care what diet you follow, whether it's Atkins, Weight Watchers, Paleo, just eating clean. It doesn't matter, or the donut diet. Just follow something that's healthy and that you can actually stick to. Okay, and work on a morning routine, whether it's journaling, meditating, prayer, reading, anything like that. So anything that you can do in the morning that kind of gets your mind right, calms you down, whatever is your thing. For me, it's journaling and meditating and reading in the morning. Okay, those are my 3 things I do every morning. All right? So getting into the routine of waking up, doing those things, writing out what you're going to do for the day, and going to bed at the time you say are going to help work on your discipline, as well as getting in the gym. All of this will work together so you're ready for whatever is ahead of you. Okay? And step 4, do not wait for the perfect moment. Okay? This is probably the second most important step besides figuring out what your why statement is. But don't wait for the perfect moment to move forward with your goals and your dream life, okay? If you're going to wait for the perfect moment, it's probably never going to come because it's probably scary. Remember, your goals should scare you. You should be scared of whatever your end goal is. They should kind of make you a little nervous because it should be big. There's no point in having small goals and dreams, okay? So don't wait for the perfect time because your brain is trying to keep you safe. I just saw this awesome video that's kind of floating around Facebook right now about how motivation is not really that great because motivation is temporary. Okay, think about how many times you've probably been all pumped up, you get to the gym, you work out, you crush it, you're like, I'm going to have, the best workout plan for the next however many months, and then it just fades. Like 2 weeks later, all of a sudden, boof, there goes your motivation. All of a sudden, you don't feel like it. You want to come home and, sit on the couch and hang out with your dog, okay? So motivation's temporary. It comes and goes, and it's great. When it's there, you feel pumped up and you have the best workouts in your life, or the best whatever you're pumped up for, but it leaves. That's when you have to have discipline to back it up, okay? So if your motivation leaves, don't just fall off the wagon. Have that discipline to get back in the gym or get back on your nutrition plan or get back working towards your goals, okay? So don't follow just your motivation. If you wait to be motivated to go after your goals and your dream, whatever it is, it's probably never going to come, okay? And once you finally decide, you're ready, you have your why statement, you have your goals, you've prepared, you're disciplined, you're ready for it, jump off the cliff, okay? Go into it, try your hardest. It doesn't matter what happens. If you're really working towards your goals and you're saying that you're giving it everything you're all, and you're being held accountable by either a coach or a peer or mentor, or it doesn't matter, and you fail, that's okay, okay? It's all right. It's only a failure if you quit. So you get back up, you reanalyze what happened, you realize where you went wrong, and you get back after your goals. Then you're technically a success because you're never failing. You're only failing if you give up on your dreams, okay? So don't try to stay motivated. Get disciplined and jump off that cliff towards your goals, okay? Just go for it. Whatever happens, happens, right? And if it's something terrible, get back after it, okay? So there are your 4 steps towards moving towards your dream life, whatever it may be. Step 1, figure out your why. Step 2, set your goals that all fit inside your why. Step 3, be prepared for some tough times. Practice discipline with morning routines and going to bed at the normal time, eating clean, getting on a workout plan. And step 4, do not wait for the perfect moment. Remember that motivation is temporary and you need to be disciplined in your life to work towards your goals. All right? All comes down to remembering your why and realizing your why. So sit down this week or this weekend, write down your why statement. Everyone should have a personal mission statement. You look at any company, they have mission statements. You need to have a mission statement for your life because you are the #1 company to yourself. Okay? That's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this week's Get Thinking Thursday, and I will be seeing you live next Tuesday for Technique Tuesday. Have a fantastic week, everybody.